As you all know, this is Gangnam Style by Psy. After this song was released, people started to ask, what is Gangnam? Further on, the word Gangnam was introduced in dictionary. And this sport is called Taekwondo, also introduced in dictionary as a Korea's traditional sport, which became an official sport in 2000 Sydney Olympics. Likewise, there are some Korean words that are introduced in dictionary as itself because there is no word that can replace them. Keeping our own culture and introducing to the world. That should be something that I can be really proud of as Korean. However, not all of them fill me with pride. Some, I would keep it inside and never bring up to the world. Unfortunately, Korea has already spotted. The word has spread to the world already, and today I'm going to focus on the word 갑질. You might not know the meaning yet, but you'll definitely recognize it. Literally, 갑질 is to overuse your power on others. The meaning of 갑질 can be found throughout Korea's history. The people have made the relation of 갑 and 을 based on a contract of federal link. That contract has made the 갑 superior to 을, and 갑 became someone who 을 had to obey. I couldn't have been more ashamed when the word 갑질 was introduced to the world. But officially, UK Independent introduced the word 갑질 as an abuse of power. Some people said the standard of being better depends on money, color, race, or religion, and as they believe they're superior in some way, they commit 갑질 on someone else. What can you see? There are some different spoons made in different materials. And if I ask, what do you want to have? You'll definitely say that you want that gold spoon. But if the question changed into, what can you afford? The answer will be different too. You might be able to afford a gold spoon, silver spoon, bronze spoon, or it might even be the third spoon. And this is where the spoon theory comes from. In Korea, the spoon is a symbol that represents someone's ancestry. The gold spoon symbolizes people whose parents are rich. On the other hand, there's third spoons, which symbolize people whose parents are poor. In Korea, there's a city called Gangnam, where most rich people live. It's funny that the teachers of private school in US already knew the word Gangnam even before the Gangnam Style by Psy was released, because all of those rich, smart Korean students' home address were written as Gangnam. In Busan, there's Anthem City. As I live there, I see most of children wearing private school uniform, which is made of cashmere. The knowledge they've learned in the private school, the warmth that cashmere uniform provides, these are the privileges that only gold spoon can enjoy. They will never figure out how cold the winter is or how valuable the piece of textbook is. Still, the winter is still cold and the piece of textbook is still valuable to their spoons. In this spoon society, the gap between them will get bigger and bigger, that only the 갑질 will fill out those gaps. February 12, 2015, CNN reported to the world of the story of one woman. Her name is Cho, and her father is the chairman of Korean Air, which is the biggest airway in Korea. When she was the first-class passenger on an international flight, an attendant served her nuts in a bag. She won't eat them on the plate, so she shouted at the attendant and made her kneel. She also demanded that the plane to go back to the New York's airport so the crew member could be kicked off from the flight. Because of this grim scene, the flight was delayed for 46 minutes, but nobody said anything as they knew the dark reality. The money was considered as a power in Korea. I would say that it's lucky that the situation changed afterwards. She did something very wrong that couldn't be hidden under her position, power, or wealth. In Korea, we still had the belief that one day everyone could become equal. The whole society reacted, and then the aftermath was huge. Within succeeded pulling her down from her position, and even though she's only sentenced 1 year of jail, it meant a lot for us. However, after that incident, there was news reports about Kapju every single day. And still, now, whenever I turn on the news, I see another Kapju cases reported. So, what can we do? What can we do to make this society better? Well, it seems obvious that the law has to be more strict. Heather Cho, whom I mentioned before, only had to stay in jail for 1 year. All those rich people who've committed kapju only had to pay fines. The results of all those slaps on the wrist were more news reports and articles and journals about kapju cases. To discourage kapju, more strong and strict laws should be applied for those who commit kapju. But we are the ones who are going to be the leaders of the society soon. Rather than being anxious about the law, we need more kind of self-reflection. So, we can provide an education to prevent the kapju. I believe that to learn from our history is the best way to prevent our future. Throughout history, people have made the idea that the power comes from the wealth. Almighty is a dollar. This materialistic idea has been grown throughout the history by countless repetition. But I want to enforce that we have been caught in this idea for too long, and it's time for us to change now. We can confine those examples of kapju to a history and reflect on ourselves in order to make this society fair. Currently in USA, the Confederate statues are the permanent issue in the media. The Confederate statues are the monument that are honored to mean to honor the Confederate leaders, soldiers, or Confederate states. The desire of them to preserve the institution of slavery was the primary motivation of secession and the main cause of the subsequent American Civil War. In 1865, after the loss of more than 600,000 lives, the Confederacy was defeated, the slavery was abolished. But still now, some white supremacists support the statues as they believe they're a great part of their history who generated economy for USA. So why is this causing conflict? As you all know, there are many different people with many different races who are sacrificed as slavery living in USA now. They're strongly demanding to remove the statues. How would you feel to look at the statues who exploited you, who massacred yourself? They're not respecting others, as they believe they're superior to black people who are sacrificed. There's no doubt that this is kapju. Not only Korea, we, as a world, have already been spotted for committing kapju. Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the United States, said, "Let's be very clear. Strong men who are truly role models, don't need to put women down to make themselves feel powerful. The people who are truly strong lift others up. People who are truly powerful bring others together." Despite the fact that she is woman and black, which might be seen as a position without power, she is considered one of the most respected women in the world. No matter how rich you are, what color your skin is, or what religion you believe, we all have a right to aim high and move forward, just like Michelle Obama. She's the role model whom we need to emulate. The process might be tough and long, but I want to give this message to you all. The quotation from my favorite poet, Dylan Thomas: "Like an earnest desire towards his father, we should fight against a society full of kapju. Then we could light this world, where we can share our dreams and tragedies. Rage, rage against the dying of the light."